5 weeks after hosting an incredible festival of rugby, we return to the Sisa Dukashe Stadium in East London as the community of Mdantsane braces themselves for another feast of rugby action on your World of Champions. Kicked off today with Old Selbornians taking on Swallows in a local rivalry that is sure to ignite this community for the day. Beautiful weather out in East London today. Temperatures reaching 28 degrees Celsius with a slight northwesterly wind blowing over the stadium. Swallows line up for the day. A couple of changes from the last time we saw them out here. Captain Yelezo makes an appearance today with Dukashe, a huge impact in the back row. Don't forget about Nilitema, border player, really turning heads in the SuperSport Rugby Challenge this season. The Mike Penn Doc, Old Selbornians, looking very, very strong coming into today's game. A late change, seeing Shane Spring coming in the back row, with Duran Alberts taking over the captaincy. Also, MJ Lamarquin falling out of the match day 23, and Wade Bailey coming in at inside centre. As we see some wonderful crowd shots of the community pouring into the stadium. It is once again free entrance to the Sisa Dukashe Stadium. And joining me in commentary today, Mr. Gavin Cowley. Gav, what an occasion it is. How lovely is it to be back at the Sisa Dukashe Stadium? It is, you know, community-wise. And let's just have a quick look at the Border Super League. Just a wonderful effort from Old Selbornians. Old boys, they call themselves, 10 victories out of 10. So they'll come into this game with a high level of motivation and confidence. Swallows, as you can see too, have also had an excellent season. They are the two princes or the two kings of the province, so to speak, and that's why there's just so much in this game. There they are, positioned alongside each other, which you don't often find. You see that more in football than you do in rugby, where you actually come out alongside your opposite numbers and you can have a little look at them and maybe the odd little talk as well. So there we have it, the victories. As you can see, there's been a lot of success in this Swallows team, but this is an Old Selbornians home game too, so to speak. And although I think in many ways the venues that we've used this season have been fairly neutral. Yes, it is wonderful. We do know Western Province also giving up their home ground advantage to bring rugby back to the community after Sisa Dukashe really turned out an incredible crowd last time. 14,000 people pouring into the stadium to support their heroes. What a day that was, and I've no doubt this is going to be an incredible day. As you see, Old Selbornians, what a season they have enjoyed, winning 10 out of 10 games so far, already having qualified for the Gold Cup, winning the Border Super League. But they will not be taking this game lightly today. Obviously, going into the Gold Cup, they'll be looking to carry on this momentum. I think one of the real benefits of the Old Selbornian side too, there's their captain Duran Alberts, is they've drawn players largely from Selborne in East London, Dale in King Williamstown, as well as Hudson Park, the Hudson Park School, 3 great schools in this area, and there's a lot of continuity and people that have, you know, sort of played together. Archie Salaka, our ref today, the 34-year-old from Durban, he was at school at Northwood and was actually named after Stephen Archibald, the Tottenham Hotspur football player. He has a great love of football too, does Archie Salaka. So Archie took charge of that Winter Rose Swallows game at the Sisa Dukashe Stadium last time around, dropping some memorable lines, Gav. What a wonderful character he is. He talks about crabbing and all sorts of things. Yeah, he's got a great turn of phrase, as Archie. Also wonderful to note, in this old boys team, there's a great camaraderie, as we see a lot of the players having represented the team for over 5 years, including the captain Duran Alberts, having represented old boys from 2005 up until this present day. So a wonderful servant of Old Selbornians rugby. Sensational crowd building into the stadium very early on this morning. As I said before, free entrance. They were lining outside the stadium as we arrived this morning. There's just a buzz in the community as rugby makes a return, and just lovely to see all the support out for the boys today. First kickoff, finding touch.
That's a nice phrase, that from the kickoff, finding touch, which you shouldn't do, of course, and some very poor defensive work on that occasion.
Taken in the middle of the line out. Nomboyo.
Use it.
He's had a sensational season so far. Mkaza. Glover. Sharp blow on the whistle. Looking to go quickly with Swallows. Referee Archie Solako says no, it's not happening this early. Just looking to calm things down. And Glover setting the ball down.
Oh, it's always nice to get that first kick of yours safely into touch there. Sia Nkanyua making 100% sure of his kick and gaining the territory that Swallows would really want at this point in time.
Stolen at the front of the line out. Old boys. Craig Green cleaning it up. Old Dale College boy.
It's out.
Ball is out. Swallows making it difficult at the breakdown. Mkaza. Looking for the offload was Tom. Hina driving Nomboyo backwards. Mkaza. Ndlovu. Little chip over the top.
Play on, came off White. Play.
Back off White. Set to Tom. Taking the ball. Mkaza. Coming away with it. That's a great tackle into touch by Nilitema. Showing his work on defense early on. Quickly taken. It's the 8-man Manensa. Manensa to Mabenge.
His turnover's good.
Turnover's good. Duran Alberts with the turnover. Fantastic work by the captain. Driven backwards. Shane Spring coming away with it. Over that ball. Nomboyo. Fantastic work at the breakdown. We saw that last time with Swallows. They pile the breakdown and they really make it difficult for the opposition. There we see Nomboyo getting over the ball, getting himself into a fantastic position and almost immovable from there.
Yeah, not easy for a big man. 2.1 meters is Aya Nomboyo in the lock position, but the Swallows loose forwards too are very, very, we've already seen just in these first 2 and 3 minutes of the game how evident they are as well. Gamashi, Mamensa and Kakalashi. Very, very active. It's been one of the highlights of their season too, plus their strong running midfield partners as well. Sipho Tom, who was schooled at Grey College in Bloemfontein, and Mandioye. Two men are very strong runners in the midfield.
Wait. Stop. Shoelace. Come down. All right, let's go. Open up at the back, please.
Nomboyo, the recipient at the back of the line out. Mkaza, Ndlovu, just couldn't hang on to it. Manchoi. Strong charge up by Craig Green.
Step back.
Sean. Hina.
Advantage
Sean
over.
again. Finding his right wing. Changana. African Changana. Hina again. Solid contact early on. Losing the ball in contact. Fantastic work by Swallows. Getting in their faces early on and forcing the error.
I think the Swallows have worked out too the importance of making those first-time tackles. You know, Hina, who was the man who drove in there, the big number one for old Selbornians, was put in an awkward position by the defensive work of the Swallows team. They really look like they're on a mission, do the visitors.
A lot of potential around Kanya Hina, the 21-year-old from Noordkaap
What? I gave you the mark.
in Kimberley. Representing Creek was at under 19 and under 21 level. 125 kgs. That is a solid piece of meat.
He was born in Zwede, in Port Elizabeth too. So many of the great rugby players of this country have come out of Zwede and New Brighton. And Kwazakele down in Port Elizabeth. Of course, in the Eastern Cape, generally speaking, Eastern Province and the border, you know, for a lot of our African players, their first choice sports are rugby and cricket, and not football, as a lot of people think too. So there's a great heritage. You look at these two clubs as well. You know, Swallows was founded in 1911, also Selbornians 1933. So, you know, you've got a club here that's well over 100 years old, playing from right to left.
Crouch. Bind.
In fact, Swallows was the first club founded in East London.
Selbornians, a bit of a scrum advantage early on, winning that first penalty, and they are pumped.
You got to support your own man, all right? Okay.
Referee just explaining to Lwanda Mabenga losing his bind and the dominant scrum getting rewarded early on.
Well, that's a nice bonus there for Gamahina, who'd taken that ball in. He'd knocked it on, unfortunately, at the breakdown, but he's won the scrum for his team, and a chance here for old Selbornians to get into a more favourable position. I think the big test here for these two teams is these two packs of forwards. Very vibrant and very strong. And our referee, Archie Salaka, right on the spot there. He asked for that arm to come up, and then it dropped down.
Sisa to Tima, feeding the line out as Old Selbornians look to set the maul. Rumbling upfield. Great work by the forward pack of Old Boys. Marshalling his troops as Craig Sean assessing the situation. Breaking away with it. Tokolwana releasing the ball. Fantastic skills by the big man. Sean, Hina driving towards the line. Slow ball for Old Boys. Pick and go Tokolwana.
Leave it, Blue, leave it. You've lost it. Leave it. Leave it.
Archie Salako calling Swallows off of it, and the advantage will be played. Victor and Alberts.
Lost it on the line. On the line.
Pick and go again. He looks to have gotten over, and he has. Fantastic work.
On the line first.
Pillar defense just letting the Swallows down a little bit there. And the try scorer, Gamahina, has been incredibly involved early on, gets the first try of the day.
Well, some really fine work here in the drive up to this position that they got into here. And we have this phrase in rugby called white line fever. But on this occasion, Old Selbornians finding the shortest route. Archie Salaka, have a look at him, right down on his knees, in a very good position to make this call as that ball was dotted down. First blood then to Old Selbornians. We call them Old Boys. That's the common phrase that's used for them. And well deserved with that lovely driving maul downfield that set up that try.
We gotta go, young man.
Craig Sean looks to have taken over the kicking duties for the day, and that is a wonderful strike straight down the middle, adding the extra two as the Mike Pendock Old Selbornians take a 7-0 lead early on in this encounter.
Well, one of the key factors for that man that scored the try was his body position. Good low down, very hard to stop a big man like him at 125 kilograms. Just 21 years of age with a lot of talent.
Glover with the high hanging kick, just couldn't hang on to it. Mkaza, Glover,
advantage over.
Montoyi, well taken by Kevin Klinkert.
Ball's out, it's out.
Glover filling in that scrum half.
Leave it now.
Good work by the fly off. Mkaza missed experience, getting the ball out wide. Strong charge. Gamesha.
Play on.
Sean putting the ball onto the boot, finding some space in behind. That's a lovely kick by the scrum half. Chased up by Thabo Sisusa. Cleaned up at the back. That's brilliant work by Kanya. It's a good tackle by Wade Bailey.
Get out, 12, blue, leave it.
Turnover good for Old Boys. Craig Sean. The middle. Sia November.
You're off your feet now. Blue, you're off your feet. Get one go, leave it. Stay here.
Sean. Klinkrat. Short ball, just couldn't hang on to that one. Coming away with it, Yalezo. Yalezo, the captain. Big charge by Dukashe. Kaza. Ndlovu. Ndlovu looking for the ball out the back. Archie Solako says there was no advantage.
17. 17? You're the new captain of the team, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I expect better discipline from you, alright? So if you, as the leader of your team, are behaving like that, what hope is there for the rest of your guys? Because you set an example, right? You're talking about the spray down here, where you came in from the side, and then you carry on with off the ball incident after the ball had gone out, okay? So cut that up, please, alright? Thank you.
Quite nicely put as well, wasn't it? Archie Solako, I think, in another world would have been a really, really good school teacher, or even a minister of religion. Beautifully put, wasn't it? If you're going to behave like this, can you imagine what the rest of your team are going to do? You're the captain. So the penalty goes then against old Selbornians.
It's wonderful work by Archie Solako. He represents this new generation of referees extremely well. Rasta Rachavenga, Archie Solako, Ndwile Jadazwene. Some fantastic referees coming through the system, and sometimes probably not getting enough credit, because that was beautifully handled by the referee.
I think so. That's a very true statement. And for many of them, they're still very young. So we have a fair number of them that are only in their early 30s, some of them in their late 20s. Good to see them part of rugby and really enjoying themselves and doing a good job.
It's the big man, Dukashe.
You started with your hands on the ground and you came back with the ball.
Jokolwana just told off that by Archie Solako.
I think one of the challenges too for rugby at Gold Cup level, and remember these are Gold Cup
your body
qualifiers,
weight from start to finish, you understand?
is how the referee interprets and uses advantage. Because quite often we see a lot of turnovers, as we've already seen, a lot of penalties, a lot of knock-ons maybe to the skill levels are not quite the same as they are, of course, at Super Rugby level. That ball's not out.
Chased back by Nkanywa. Nkanywa assessing his options. There he goes on a jinking run. Brilliant work by the fullback and a lovely offload, finding his captain Yalezo. Nkaza. That's set to Tom. Good ball out wide. The left winger. Sia Party. Pick and go by Dukashe. Nkaza and Ndlovu.
That's the second time I'm speaking to you. Late tackle. Off you go. Go, please.
Archie Solako having no hesitation, handing the captain, Big D, Duran Alberts, the yellow card for that late hit on his fellow captain, Yonkama Nkaza. There we see, just a bit reckless going in.
Yeah, I think also the letter of the law states that anything above shoulder height is penalisable. So the feeling was that it was, it was too high, it was too late too. So Archie Solako, well, he's not happy with it, is Duran Alberts. And I must say that, sometimes when you look at that, and we have the benefit of a slow motion replay on it too, that he might feel a little bit unlucky. How about this then? That man there in picture, the captain of Swallows, 43 years of age. And that's one of the wonderful things of club rugby. Rob Kempson, who will be working with us today, is 43 years of age. So he said there's some hope for him as well to come back and play some rugby.
It is a wonderful story Mkaza, not only does he play, but he acts as a mentor to this group.
Blue ball.
And just a wonderful servant for the community of Mdantsane. Kota feeding the line out, just couldn't hang on to it. Marcel Swanepoel.
It's just a penalty in the air.
Plenty of penalties early on. Both of these teams will need to address the discipline ASAP as Kota with the quick tap and go.
Stay here.
Beko Kota, one of the survivors from that Swallows team that turned out against Winter Rose. Strong charge by Dukashe.
Stay there.
Mkaza, Ndlovu, and Choi to Tom. Hang on to it. It's Kevin Klinkrak coming away with it. Put it onto the boots. Thabo Sisusa. Good chase by the left winger. Well cleaned up by Kanywa. Fantastic work by Old Selbornians.
Leave it.
A man down and a fantastic attacking opportunity.
Well, there's a real spirit about both of these teams really wanting to run with the ball, and we've seen it particularly from Swallows to have had a fair amount of possession, that they really feel that their best option is to run against Old Selbornians. The main thing is making sure that you get your offloads done at the right time.
To team up.
It's fine, it's there. It's fine.
Next year, November in the front of the line-out is Old Selbornians. Look to use this maul to their benefit once again. Just couldn't control it at the back. Was Mahina filling in, trying to marshal that maul towards the line. Distribution, just letting Old Selbornians down.
Yeah, a little bit of the application of the basics. We say it for both teams. In this occasion, that ball was not properly protected. There you could see the knock-on coming from Gamahina, who's scored the only try of the match thus far.
Thumb off, medic.
Often an underappreciated skill. People having watched professional rugby teams execute that maul perfectly 9 times out of 10. We see how difficult it actually can be transferring that ball to the back. It really isn't that easy, and when a team can use that to advantage, it can be a lethal weapon.
Yeah, again, there's a technical way of doing that. It might sound a bit strange, but you know, ball protection is incredibly important, because in the modern day game there's a lot of ball tackling, so players will actually go for the ball as opposed to the man, and obviously try and uproot it, or there's maybe a better phrase than that, to take the ball away from the individual or to rip it away. So you've got to really look after that ball, and this is where we found at times players lacking somewhat in making sure that it is protected, just as you need to protect your scrum half and provide what in front of him is fairly much a lethal wall that nobody can come through and get their hands on the scrum half.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Wait there.
Solid shove by Swallows. Mkaza out to Mchoyi. Mchoyi looking for the offload to Setu Tom. Setu Tom brushing off the first tackler. Wonderful work by the Grey College old boy.
Release
charging upfield.
You've got to release first.
Archie Solanko saying Kevin Klinkrak didn't show a clear release there, as Gamesha takes it quickly.
He's won it.
Great work on the ground by Old Selbornians. Jokolwana to Klinkrat. Sia November with the big handoff. Kamahina ranging out on the wing. Just couldn't hang on to that one. Taken quickly by Swallows. It's a big step inside by Nomboyo. That time Old Selbornians get over the ball.
He's the first man in, holding on.
And he was the first man in. Gamesha coming in from the side. But wonderful work by Kevin Klinkrat, winning that penalty for Old Boys.
Well, in many ways, Swallows, who are playing into what is a fairly stiff breeze at the moment, we believe it's going to die down a little later in the day. running the ball and keeping the ball in hand, I think, is one of the key objectives for them. But you've got to get to the breakdown point a little bit quicker and more legally. So Archie Salako saying that this arriving Swallows player, which on that occasion was Kota, came in from the side, and also there was not an opportunity for the ball carrier to release the ball.
It's Craig Sean lining up his second kick of the day. So one of those guys who has represented All Boys for over 5 years, the electrician. Just pulled away to the left.
Just looking at names too, you know, I look at that name Shown, and my mother, who was one of the top tennis players in South Africa, used to play regularly at provincial level with a lady called Mary Shown, who also hailed from this area. So you wonder how these names carry through in different sporting categories too, and it'll pretty much the same, I would imagine, for many of the players on the field.
Let's go, Blue.
Glovu restarting after that missed kick. Cleaned up by Craig Sean. Beautiful work by Disa Kobo.
He's got it.
That's Siapati. Fantastic work getting it away. Soku Zakalesha. Mkaza. Glovu. Mboyo just couldn't hang on to it in the middle. Now the handling error letting Swallows down. Seems to be a bit of a common occurrence this morning. Handling errors, bad discipline. Both of these teams just really need to get back to basics, play territory.
I love the adventure of the Swallows team. They really are looking at every opportunity to put pressure on the opposition by moving the ball around. As you mentioned, Matthew, as well, I think their skill set just lacking on occasions. And that's resulted in fairly scrappy play in these first 20 minutes of this match.
No, 3. I gave you the mark. Don't go back. Come forward, please. I say that. Thank you. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Shown feeding the scrum. All Boys still a man down. It's fullback and Disa Kobo putting a good boot on that. Well controlled by Nkanywa and a fantastic step. Beautiful work. But a great tackle by Time. Using the touchline to his advantage. Swallows with the advantage.
Stay here.
Mkaza. Glovu.
The advantage offside.
To be turned over. Coming through is Manensa. Manensa putting the kick
Number
through.
1.
Referee was playing advantage and no advantage occurring there. Swallows with the penalty on halfway line.
Are they going to run again? There has to be one penalty that they haven't tapped and went. So a lot of that might have to do with the wind too. But again, Old Selbornians finding themselves under pressure at the breakdown points and giving away far too many penalties.
Yes, we know Old Selbornians have already won the Border Super League, qualifying for the Gold Cup, but Swallows have enjoyed a phenomenal season themselves, only losing the 2 games, playing some incredible rugby along the way.
Yeah, please.
Producing a lot of players for that Border team that also really did ignite that SuperSport Rugby Challenge at time. Well taken at the back. Mabenge.
Stay there, 8.
Mkaza. It's Gameshe.
You've had one shot now. He's got it. He's got it.
Old Selbornians again proving to be a nuisance at the breakdown. They look to have turned this one over.
Tackle ball. Ball's not coming out.
Archie Salako says that ball wasn't coming out. Swallows going forward, so they will have to put in a great attacking position.
Well, interesting situation there, because the turnover was won by Old Selbornians, but they couldn't play it. And obviously the ball was in a maul situation there. They had to use it or lose it. And so the scrum will belong to Swallows. This is a good attacking position for them. They've not been in a better position in this game to date. That was the initial run. And you can see no problem at all there with Wade Bailey over the ball. He had all the rights to it.
Crouch. Fine. Shit. Use it now. Use
Kaiser
it.
feeding that
Use
scrum.
It.
Going down to Arch Solako. Saying use it as they use the blind side. Manchoi. Looking for the offload to Lily Chema. Couldn't hang on to it. Coming with this. Thomas Sisa. Thomas Sisa streaking away down the line. Fantastic work by the left winger, but well tracked down by Kanywa. Old Selbornians hot on attack. Shown. Masa Swanepoel with the big run. Craig Green filling in that scrum half. Good work by the 8th man. Shown. Klinkrat. Skip pass out wide. That's Spring. Spring to November. November with another big handoff. The inside ball. Spring without the back ball. Oh, this is fantastic rugby. Good work by Siapati. Just ushering the man into touch.
You need their players as well.
Just going to catch my breath a bit there, Gav.
Yeah, some lovely play. That some constructive play to ball in hand approach. And also Selbornians would relish the opportunity of being where they are at the moment, because they want to get more points on the board with the wind at their back.
You're bleeding, yes. Blue 2, blood up, please. Number 1.
Mbeko Kota is the man who's got a little bit of blood that needs to be
Can we just rinse his head?
cleaned up.
Medic, can we just rinse his head, please?
Mabenge. Also just needing an ice down. Bit of a rinse.
In the late seconds. Yeah.
The band out in full force.
Sport and music inextricably linked in our country, Hunt.
Wonderful in the Eastern Cape. How they go hand in hand. You do not go to a sporting event without a wonderful vibe. Fantastic music. The band, they will play that all day. The dancing is going. Free entry, as we have said before. So if you are in the area, pull through to the Sisa Dukashe Stadium. It really is an experience not to be missed. Yalezo winning that ball at the front of the line-outs. Good work by the captain. Swallows consolidate possession.
Use it now.
Kaiser finding a Glover in the pocket. And a good clearance by the fly half.
I think that's a lot of relief too for the men from Swallows, with Mavuso having to come on as a replacement hooker for the blood issue with Kota. Got his throw-in right in the line-out. That was really important. And he might not be on for that long, but he'll count that as a really important element. They call him Dalton.
Oh, James Dalton.
Use it wide. From the
bullet.
side. Get out, blue. Get out. Advantage.
Good work by Old Boys. Klinkrat finding Wade Bailey on the inside. Flying in at the side of that rock. Craig Schoen looks to have caught one on the chin.
Thank you.
Reckless clean out by Swallows. Let's hope he's okay.
Mdantsane, when you're under pressure, the guys could see a lot of penalties. Okay, so it started there with a guy coming from the side in the mall. We've now had a guy come in, flying into the rough. Yeah. Alright. So just chat to them, please. You're now in the warning. The next guy's gonna go. Alright? That's your warning. Yes, this is your warning. Yes, thank you. No, that's 17. I've got it. Yes, I've got it under control. I gave you 2 opportunities. Walk away, please. Thank you. I'll deal with it. Thanks.
Well, it's a team warning essentially from Archie Solako there, and Yalezo is going to have a quick chat to his team. He's been given that opportunity. There was a very dangerous tackle that. Bear in mind, of course, at these Gold Cup qualifiers, we do not have a TMO, so an opportunity to have a re-look at that. And I really think that tackle on Schoen, unless he got one of the Oscars of the year, he went down like a sack of potatoes.
Looks to be okay now.
Try line.
Craig Schoen adding the extra 3, extending the Old Selbornians lead by 10 points to 0, 25 minutes into this game.
What's the win?
Well, the crowd certainly coming in here, and as we mentioned, it's a little bit breezy, a wind downfield at the backs of Old Selbornians, and the Swallows team playing into it.
Glover, fantastic high-hanging kick. Wade Bailey trying to clean it up. Klinkrad, great hands. Trying to find Sisa out on the wing. Hands just letting Old Selbornians down. Swallows will have the put in.
Yes.
Well, Kevin Klinkrad at fly half for Old Selbornians has not really made liberal use of the boot to try and win territory for his team and put pressure against the Swallows team in their own 22. Here's Kota coming back, having had the blood cleaned off. And a short little spell there for Vui Mabuzo. Dalton, off he comes.
2 receiver, 2.
Kota feeding the line out. Yelezo trying to win it at the back, but Archie Salako judges that wasn't in straight. The wind probably having something to do with that. But unlucky there by Mbeko. Kota just having a chat to his front rower.
There's always dangers with throwing to middle and back line out when you've got a wind that's actually going directly across you. You know, if it's into you or it's with you, it's a little bit different, but most of the times you'll find a wind is going across the hooker, so your banker ball in the front is always perhaps a better option.
Bind. Sit. Stay there. Stay there.
Shown to Klinkrad. Kobo finding some wonderful territory. Driving the Swallows back 3 right up towards their try line. Kanwa puts it onto the left, and a wonderful real estate advantage for Old Selbornians. Gav, you mentioned that they haven't used the boot much. After that, I think they'll be using it a lot more.
Yeah, on that occasion it was used by Guavu at centre 3/4.
I can't hear you.
But the fly half really needs to make sure that he can dominate play as much as possible.
Yeah, come forward.
There's a net loss of real estate there from that kick from the fullback Nganywa. So you can see just how strong that wind is.
Thank you.
Does he now go to the front of this line out? Logical choice.
So say to Tima, Shown cleaning it up. Klinkrad, Wade Bailey, man with plenty of experience at provincial level. It's Time.
You off your feet, Blue.
Klinkrad. Good work by the fly off. Pick and go. Swallows again looking to compete at the breakdown. Good clean up by Swallows, making sure the man went off of his feet. Another pick and go. Shown.
Step back.
Finding Hina.
Use it.
Shown. Sisa out to the right wing. Changana. Shown. Good work by Nkaza. Showing his experience. Wade Bailey. Pick and go, but Big D.
Advantage.
Referee playing advantage. 11 phases in. Good ball retention by Old Selbornians.
You went for the ball. You then went off your feet and carried on playing the ball. I did give you a warning, so he's gone now.
Archie Salako very clear. Swallows were on a team warning.
Playing the ball on the ground.
And a yellow card for the big man. Wonderful attacking opportunity for Old Selbornians. They didn't concede a point while they had a player off the field, and they'll be definitely looking to add to that while Swallows are down a man. Well taken at the front of the line out. Intercept them all again, rumbling towards the line. And they're over in the corner. Fantastic work by the forwards. And it looks to be, yes, it is Sesetu Time coming up with the ball. Fantastic work by the hooker. Fantastic work by the whole forwards pack. And a wonderful score for Old Boys.
Well, the game of rugby really just doesn't work, does it, with 15 against 14. And hopefully in the future we'll find a solution to overcoming that. But in the meanwhile, Old Selbornians doing really well, making sure they line out some good forward work. And that man there, who shows good appreciation for getting over the advantage line. We saw it a little bit earlier too, standing flat, carrying the ball well, is Team A, former Queen's College boy from up in Queenstown, and a debt collector by trade. How about that?
Oh, Sesetu Time. Wouldn't want to be not paying my bills with him coming to collect the debt. Represented Old Boys in the Gold Cup last year in University of Fort Hare in the Varsity Shield. So a man with a lot of experience and an explosive hooker. Wonderful to see.
Well, this is a classic case. In a professional context, you've always, when a windy day, make sure someone is nearby just to help you. What's happened there is Craig Schoen has now had to rush his kick. He's missed it. And those are 2 points that, who knows, could be important at the end of the day. This was the end of the line out then. A great catch initially. A good set there from Old Selbornians. And just watch how well they direct the traffic at the weakest point in the defense of Swallows.
Yes, we spoke about it earlier. A transfer to the back of that maul. Paramount. As Big D takes it in. Duran Alberts fighting the offload to Craig Green. Forwards combining. Shown putting it onto the boot. He looks to have just overcooked that one. Yes, out on the full. Swallows looking to take it quickly, but Old Selbornians spotting that, just nullifying that opportunity.
I think one of the options really is just that Old Selbornians have now realised, guys, let's use the wind a little bit more. And it wasn't a great kick from Schoen, but the intention was good.
Ball didn't go far. Ball didn't go far. Caught in the channel. Options.
Yes, Gav. Becca Quarter, I think he heard you, going straight to the front of the line out, trying to take out that wind aspect, but just closing the gap where Swallows, as Old Selbornians, will come away with the scrum.
Ball didn't go far. Ball let's travel fast. Okay.
So the penalty then coming from that line out, it'll be a put-in here for Old Selbornians. And again, if we look at their position where they are defensively aligned at the moment, do they look to kick that down, or do they want to take on the Swallows back line? It in itself is quite a dangerous back line that hasn't really fired yet in this first half.
Sit. Stay, let's come off. Your offside line's there. Stay
Great shot by Old Boys. Craig Green controlling it wonderfully at the back.
Ball's right, plant.
Shown inside ball. Changana finding Sia November. Another big handoff.
Lock.
Just couldn't hang on to it. Sia November. He looks a fantastic player though. Strong handoff. Big strong runner. 194 centimeters tall, 108 kgs. A finance advisor. Looks to be a tremendous rugby player.
Again, we were talking earlier about looking after the ball and how many ball tackles we see in modern day rugby. You've got to make sure that you hold on to that ball as you go through. So we've seen a fair number of knock-ons in this game, unfortunately, which I think has just stunted it. It hasn't allowed it an opportunity to really open up.
On the arm. Number 3. On the
Penalty to Old Boys. Referee Archie Solako judging that Luanda Mabenga just binding on the arm, making it difficult for Kamahina.
Penalty.
And Old Selbornians get another scrum penalty.
Thanks, MJ.
I've got to say, yeah, Matthew, really, that Yongama Makaza put that ball in the Swallows scrum half, and he should not have put it in. He should have said, Mr. Referee, this scrum is in motion. It needs to be steady, and my team's actually going backwards at the moment. But I think he thought, let's get it in quickly, let's see what happens. But I think it wasn't a good decision by the captain.
Yes, Yongama Mkaza has a lot of experience, but not as much experience as you, Gav.
Your options, can I speak?
Well, he's only 43.
Your options are side and back. Those are only 2 places you can buy. All right.
43 years young.
Open up, please. Open up, please. Wait. Chase. First, we need to get a gap. And you need to go over the 5. Over the 5. Number 2. Let's go. We're playing. Get the gap, please.
Try scorer Sisetu Tima feeding the line out. Beautiful work by Craig Schoen, feeding that one up. Strong counter-up by Nomboyo.
That's good.
Brilliant work by Swallows. Mabenga comes away with it. Mkaza out to Pati. Pati hurtling over the first tackle. Looking for the offload inside. Just couldn't hang on to it. As Bobo comes away with the for Old Boys.
You've gone off your feet. First infringement, knock on.
So 2 errors there. That's why the referee's blowing his whistle.
Just confirm time, please,
Not
Manda.
able to play in the advantage. But again, you can see the spirit of this team. And that man there, their captain Makaza, is being quite vociferous, just keeping them as motivated as possible. But one of the key things is they've got to get points on the board at some point or another. And I'm sure that their coach is already thinking about some firm words to Mkanyiwa, the fullback, and Ndlovu, the fly half in the second half. The Winter Rose, or rather Swallows, have got to use the wind at their back in a positive way.
Fine. No. If you stay left of the mark like I asked you to, you don't have problems with fight. So can you remember left, please? Thank you.
Archie Solako, very
On the
clear.
outside, please. Crouch. On the outside. Fine.
His communication skills fantastic, telling the forwards exactly what he wants and what he expects. Wonderful scrum by Old Boys, working as a unit.
It's not moving.
And a wonderful counter shot by Swallows. Klinkrat behind Kobo. Kobo finding Changana. Changana out to Sususa. Susuta cutting back inside. Ndlovu trying to get over that one. Shown. Good charge by Sia November. Kobo. Team MH solidly in midfield. Wonderful work by Swallows, and they forced a turnover in contact. Mkaza
You've lost it, you can't roll on
calling them off of that.
What about that tackle there from Luanda Mabenga? Stunning tackle that's actually won the penalty for them.
Kota with the quick tap and go. Nomboyo showing go. Shrugging off one, shrugging off two. Nomboyo.
Play on. Last one.
Again, just a bit scrappy at the breakdown. Couldn't hang on to it. But another strong surge by Nomboyo. Difficult man to take down.
One of the great pities of this first half really have been the 15 handling errors. 8 on the side of Old Boys and 7 on the side of Swallows, which has just not allowed the game to really flow freely. And also a lot of missed tackles on old Selbornian side, which is quite interesting because they have no points against them on the board. It swallows an indication that they haven't managed to turn the good position they've had on occasions into points and some really positive play without having a knock-on or a poor pass.
Sit. You're going to wait for my call to feed him.
Referee Arch Salako
You're going to wait for my call, please. Thanks.
telling you Ngama Mkaza needs to wait for his call to feed that scrum. Something you mentioned earlier, Gav. Just needs a little bit more patience at scrum time. He needs to wait for that scrum to be steady to ensure that they win possession at the back of it.
Yeah, and Swallows are feeling the cosh a little bit here. Old Boys, I think, have a more efficient scrum than them in this first half at the moment. This is important on half-time.
Wonderful work at the back by Mdantsane. And scrappy at the breakup, but Yelezo coming away with it. Putting it onto the boots. Collected at the back by Koba, and he says we've had enough of that first half. Let's go have a chat. And old Selbornians, after a scrappy first half, will go into the lead, scoring 2 tries to 0, leading by 15 points to 0.